Welcome to Stephen Covey, The Eighth Habit, From Effectiveness to Greatness, by me, Nia Thomas, Service Manager for Early Years and Family Support. Covey was a doctor of religious education. He was an American educator, author, businessman and keynote speaker. He sadly died in July 2012 following complications from a cycling accident. He's still got a strong following and company is still in business and thriving. He's got a Facebook page and you can also find him on YouTube. In order to understand The Eighth Habit, you really need to understand his previous book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. The 7 habits are: independence, be productive, begin with the end in mind, and put first things first. Interdependence, think win-win, first aim to understand, then aim to be understood. Synergize, continuous improvements, sharpen the saw. And the 8th habit, find your voice and inspire others to find theirs. There are 2 elements to discovering your voice. Discovering your voice by coming to understand your true nature, and then expressing your voice by cultivating the highest manifestations of these human intelligences: vision, discipline, passion, and conscience. Throughout his book, Covey uses diagrams and pictures to explain what he's discussing, and for visual learners like me, that's absolutely perfect. The book is based on the idea that the human emotion and the professional self are all linked together as one. Here he talks about the 4 parts of your nature, or 4 dimensions of life, which he calls the whole person paradigm. Physical and economic, which is about living; mental, which is about learning; social and emotional, which is about loving; and spiritual, which is about leaving a legacy. He calls these the 3rd birth gift, and they are the 4 intelligences. Throughout the book, he builds on this idea of body, mind, heart and spirit, and layers ideas on ideas. The second part of the book is about inspiring others to find their voice. He discusses leadership and management as a basis behind his thinking and discussions. And he makes a commentary again about the 4 elements, and how vision, passion, discipline and conscience all fit together. It's a simple way of thinking about life. The whole person, the body, the mind, heart and spirit, with 4 basic needs: to live, to learn, to love, and to leave a legacy. As I was reading the book, I was hoping to find the culmination of his ideas, and as I turned over the page, I found this, which was really helpful in bringing all of those ideas together. Throughout the book, you will find ideas and discussions that can stand alone, such as ethos, pathos and logos, the idea that you first seek to understand and then to be understood, and the idea that it's the small rudder that influences the direction of the ship. At the end of every section of the book, he has a question and answer section and uses case studies to help you understand his theories. He also includes quotes throughout the book, such as this: "One man cannot do right in one department of life, whilst he is occupied in doing wrong in any other department. Life is one indivisible whole." There's a lot of emotive language in the book that reflects his background in religious education. He discusses the theme of listening as a skill throughout his book, increasing your influence by learning to listen. He discusses the Indian talking stick, and the structure of action learning sets really does follow this idea, which has come from Indian tradition. He refers to the execution quotient, which is very helpful to us in delivering strategy, and he refers to them as the 4 disciplines of execution. Focus on the wildly important, create a compelling scorecard, translate lofty goals into specific actions, and hold each other to account all the time. He begins the conclusion by reminding us this book has primarily attempted to teach one basic paradigm: that people are whole people, body, mind, heart and spirit. You can also find Covey quoted on Instagram, and this quote you will find in many guises: "I am not a product of my circumstances, I'm a product of my decisions." I did enjoy reading this book. It's a hefty book of some 400 pages, but I like the idea of his discussions and his ideas being layered on top of each other. So once you understood one element, you could read the next, and that element would fit on top to make it one whole system of thinking. If you have the chance, I suggest that you do pick the book up and have a read.